So I went for my first time to a mosque today. Took my little one. It was both our first time. Um, as you saw, it was a short clip. I was like, I don't know the etiquette. I didn't want to like go in there like, ooh, but I also wanted to like ask questions and show around. But I was like nervous. I was a little shy. So many of you picked that vibe up because I was like, oh, I'm shy. And then it was funny because I was like standing by the door. But before I went in, right, I started walking, with my daughter. And then an older gentleman, he opened the door and he's like, hey, your shoes. And I was like, oh yeah. I took off my shoes and we went inside. And then nobody was there yet. I got there early. It's kind of a habit. I always arrive 15 minutes early or something like that. I'm always anxious to always be early to an event, right? So I waited there and it was, a little dark, so I switched the lights on in the hallway because everybody was arriving. And there was a woman who came in and she had a daughter. And then I was like, oh, good, it's going to be kids because I wanted her to do the Sunday school, right? So the lady, she was like, hi, salam alaikum. And then I was like, what do I say back? Oh, yeah, assalam. And then she got to talking to me. And I told her, oh, this is my first time to a mosque. Do we just wait here? What do we do? She's like, oh, they're coming. They usually come a little late, but it's gonna be down the hall to the left. That's the classroom. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll just wait here. So I was so shy. I felt a little awkward, right? And the lady said, oh, I'm from Tunisia. And I was like, oh, cool. And she had a cute little daughter. And we went. Then the teacher came and she introduced herself, and then the little girls, they look really adorable, their little hijabs and outfits, and we went into the room, and then I sat in, right, to observe how the Sunday school is run. It's my first time, and I just sat there, and they gave me a book, right. This is not the book, but this is one of the books they gave me. It was interesting because they gave me the scientific thing. Maybe they could see kind of how my brain was. And they're like, here, start with the science one. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah. So that's really cool. And so I sat in on the class. And then they had these adorable little desks they take out. I noticed when I was waiting, though, the boys had, their older boys, I think older than 11, maybe, or 11 and older. And they had wooden ones. And then they had just pure Arabic Qurans. I could see it because it was just like the one in only the Arabic. So I was like, oh, they must be fluent, right? And they're sitting there, and then the gentleman, I don't know the name is his position, but he looked like he was the instructor, and so I saw him talking to the boys, and yeah, so we went in, and the girls had, like I said, this cute little plastic desk. So it had a little pencil holder, but like they could stack on top of each other. So each girl had to go over and get her cute little desk, and then my little one got her books, her little textbook, and it's the one the Learn Quran series. It's like the most popular one on Amazon for kids, like workbooks and textbooks. And so she got hers, and she wrote her name in it, and then like the woman was reading from the stories, and it was really cute. And it was funny because all the kids, they were repeating the words, right? And I was sitting there like. And then there came a moment when some of the kids was looking at me, like I could tell they were looking at my mouth, like trying to give me the sign, like you have to repeat it too. You have to, you too. You know what I mean? It was so cute because I was like, oh yeah, yes. But I was trying because it's a little difficult, right? Because I know some words, right, but not all of them. But I thought that was really cute because they kind of all started looking, and I was like, oh. I can't explain it very well. You had to be there to understand what I'm saying, but it was just so cute. And it was just adorable to see my little one there learning. And I did ask a lot of questions, like, okay, what time is this and what time is that? And if I come at this time, and it's like the ladies, I was like, good for her, man, answering all my questions, right? But the book, the Haka, is it called the Haka? I wrote it down. I had it ordered. They didn't have any more of that particular book, and I told them, don't worry about it. I'll just order it on Amazon. It's like $20. Don't worry. I usually like to save the free books for people who are in desperate need, right? And so I was like, no, I don't want to take the last one if somebody needs it. I can just order it, right? So and it was funny because I was like, oh, should I bring my prayer rug? Should I do this? And oh, so every person's doing their thing, but then what's the difference between this Friday prayer and this? And she did good, and she said, she speaks Arabic in her home. Oh, I didn't ask her where she was from, but that's when her first language was Arabic. So guess what? My pronunciations are gonna get a lot better to calm some of you down, right? So I told her, like, she's like, why did you come in here? And like, what made you come here? And I was like, oh, I'm reading the Quran and the Sealed Nectar, and I watch Mufti Mank on YouTube. And then I said, like, oh, in the martial arts world, uh, there's really good athletic role models like Habib Nurmagomedov, and a combination of all these factors is the reason why I came. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she pulled out this book and she was talking, and then she said, like, oh, these like, these women come, and then there's scholars. They have a female scholar there, which is pretty cool because I could talk to her, right? And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. There's still a lot to learn, right? I still got way more to learn. But at least that's, like, a resource, right? It's like I can go there and practice. So, this week is when I start training for the new place I'm gonna work at. So the scheduling will be crazy, but once everything gets settled in and I, get everything up to get myself trained as fast as I can to make sure the bosses are happy, then I can figure out what times I can go. And then I know that they opened all the 5 prayers during the day, Salah, right? Then they said they had the Friday prayer. Then they have a Sunday school. They had like a lot of activities, a lot of programs, and then there's an after-school program for the young ones. And I thought that'd be really good to go to. So there's a lot of times available for different activities. This is good because you never know if I can be like, okay, I can't catch this time, but I can catch that time. And it's not so far away to the point where I'm like, uh-oh, this, is going to kill a lot of gas. What am I going to do? Because gas is $5 a gallon. And, but it's actually a place where if I really wanted to, could just ride my bike if I wanted to, right? So that's a good thing. I could even walk if I wanted to be athletic. Like, I could do it. But I might kind of sweaty though when I get there, but, no, that might look weird. I might have to like change my clothes or something. But yeah, it was good. I really liked it, and it felt good. It felt like I was in a good place. Let's put it that way. Cause I've gone into some places where I'm like, this feels weird, and like I don't really want to be here, right? But there, I felt really happy. I was like, okay, good. I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm learning, and yeah. So, what else can I say? Yeah, I didn't want to like take all the literature right in the beginning, let them kind of know my nerdy personality before I just take all their books. You know what I mean? I'm like, who is this lady? She shows up as her first time and she's taking all the books. So I'll wait for that a couple more times. But it's not gonna be the last video about it. And maybe next time I'll like show a little more and stuff like that. Once I learn what I'm supposed to do, once I get in the groove, because when you're new to a place, you gotta get in the groove, learn everybody's names, who's there the most, like, And then I learned that the women come in and their side, there's like separate ones, which is interesting. So I have to remember that when I go in there. But it seems like it's gonna be a fun adventure and learning. I'm very happy. No complaints. Yeah. I wish I knew what everything said. There were some things just in Arabic, and I was like, man, that's so cool. Wonder what it's talking about. But yeah, totally, fam.